Urgent Atlanta Falcons fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Atlanta Falcons updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, today we're diving into a story that could shake up the NFC South and really change the game for the Atlanta Falcons this offseason. You've probably heard the news that's been making waves across NFL circles. Carolina Panthers have unexpectedly released veteran pass rusher Jadeveon. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another roster shuffle, but for Falcons fans, this could turn into a golden opportunity. And trust me, when you hear the details, you'll see why this is something worth paying close attention to. Let's set the scene here. The Falcons, under the leadership of head coach Arthur Smith, have been on a clear mission this offseason: rebuild and reinforce their defense, especially their pass rush. If you've been following Atlanta's offseason moves, you know they've made it pretty clear that fixing the pass rush has been a priority. The signing of veteran linebacker Leonard Floyd was a huge step in that direction. Floyd, who's been a consistent performer across his career, adds experience and a proven track record of getting to the quarterback. His arrival signals that the Falcons are serious about bolstering their front seven. But what's even more interesting is what followed during the 2023 NFL Draft. Atlanta made a bold move, trading up to snag not just one, but two first-round pass rushers, Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. These players are raw, talented, and full of potential, but naturally, there's some uncertainty about how quick they'll adapt to the NFL and make an immediate impact. Rookie pass rushers often need time to develop, and that's why veteran depth can be a real game-changer. It's all about having reliable options, especially when your young players are still learning the ropes. Now, here's where it gets really intriguing. The Falcons, like many teams, could greatly benefit from adding a proven veteran like Jadeveon. The fact that Carolina decided to release him suddenly opens a door that Atlanta might just walk through. Clowney, who spent last season with the Panthers, finished with five sacks despite being part of a defense that struggled overall. Prior to that, he was with Baltimore and had a standout season, finishing with 5 sacks, which shows that he still has plenty of gas left in the tank when put in the right system. Imagine this: Clowney, still a disruptor on the edge, but now in Falcons colors. It's not just about adding a name, it's about strategically filling a crucial need. The Falcons' defensive line has some unproven talent. Bralen Trice and Arnold Ebiketie are both young, promising players, but they're still raw and untested at the NFL level. Leonard Floyd is the only one with established production, and while he's a solid addition, having a veteran like Clowney could be the difference between a decent pass rush and a truly dominant one. But why would Clowney be a perfect fit for Atlanta? Well, first, because he's a player who has shown he can still get after the quarterback at a high level. His ability to collapse the pocket and create pressure is undeniable. Secondly, he's experienced and understands what it takes to succeed in the NFL, which can be invaluable for the younger players on the team. Having a veteran presence on the line not only boosts the pass rush but also helps in mentoring the less experienced guys, creating a more cohesive and formidable front. Let's talk about the NFC South for a moment. This division has become more competitive than ever, with teams like Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Carolina all making moves to improve. For Atlanta, adding Clowney would not only be a talent upgrade but also a strategic move, taking a division rival's former star and adding him to their roster. It's a classic example of the NFL's chess match, where one team exploits a division rival's roster decisions to strengthen their own. Plus, Clowney's presence could serve as a safety net for the Falcons' emerging pass rushers. If Trice and Ebiketie develop as hoped, having Clowney rotate in and out could keep all of them fresh and effective throughout the game. If they don't develop as quickly, Clowney's experience and production could fill that gap, providing stability and consistency on the edge. It's a win-win situation, really. The Falcons would be smart to explore this move, especially after the surprise release of a player who still has more to offer. Another point to consider is how Clowney's style of play fits into Atlanta's defensive schemes. Arthur Smith's defense relies heavily on pressure from the front and forcing turnovers, and Clowney's ability to disrupt plays aligns perfectly with that philosophy. His knack for setting the edge and collapsing the pocket could help Atlanta generate more sacks and tackles for loss, which has been a lingering issue in recent seasons. If the Falcons can add that extra punch on defense, it could be the missing piece that elevates them from a decent team to a playoff contender. Of course, there are questions. Will Clowney be willing to come to Atlanta? What kind of contract would he accept? And most importantly, how much of his previous production can he realistically bring to the table at this stage of his career? These are valid concerns, but the potential upside makes it worth exploring. Sometimes, taking a chance on a veteran who still has fuel in the tank is exactly what a team needs to push over the edge. Looking at the bigger picture, the Falcons have been building steadily, and this offseason has been a clear statement that they're aiming higher. The draft, the signings, and the potential addition of Clowney all point toward a team that's trying to maximize its window. It's about finding the right pieces, and veteran leadership can be just as crucial as rookie talent. Plus, adding Clowney would send a message to the rest of the division that Atlanta is serious about competing at the highest level, not just for this season but for the future as well. So, what's next? Well, we'll have to keep an eye on the Falcons' front office discussions. Will they make a move for Clowney? It makes sense from a strategic standpoint, and the timing is right given how the NFL offseason continues to unfold. Teams often make surprise moves during this period, and Atlanta could very well be preparing to strike. If they sign Clowney, it could be the move that pushes their defense from decent to dominant, especially in a division that's only getting tougher. And it's not just about the immediate impact. Clowney's veteran presence and leadership could help shape the development of younger players, creating a culture of toughness and relentless pursuit of the quarterback. That's exactly what Atlanta needs to take the next step and really establish themselves as a playoff-caliber team. The potential signing would also send a message to the rest of the NFC South that the Falcons are serious contenders, not just in the short term but for years to come. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. So, fans, what do you think? Would Jadeveon Clowney be the perfect addition for the Atlanta Falcons? Can he still bring that pass-rushing edge that could push this defense into a new stratosphere? Personally, I think it's a move that makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider the need for experience and proven production on that defensive front. This is a player who's been a game wrecker when healthy, and if Atlanta can get even a fraction of that form, it could be exactly what this team needs to make a real playoff push. And remember, Clowney's release isn't just another roster move, it's a potential game-changer. The Falcons have been building a foundation, but adding a veteran like him could be the piece that turns a good team into a great one. It's a move that could pay dividends not just on the field but in the locker room, inspiring younger players to elevate their game and take that next step. As we all know, the NFL offseason is a whirlwind of rumors, signings, and surprises. And Atlanta, with its strategic approach, could very well be the team that capitalizes on this opportunity. Will they pull the trigger? We'll be watching closely, but one thing's for sure, if they do, it's going to be a move that fans will be talking about all season long. Now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Clowney would be the perfect fit? Are you excited about the possibility of adding a player with his talent and experience? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your opinion really matters, and I love hearing your insights and perspectives. Remember, this team is built by us, the fans, and together, we can ride through this offseason with hope and anticipation for what's to come. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and breakdowns on everything happening in Falcons land. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's get ready for an exciting season ahead. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Falcons!